You know, when you look up at the night sky, it feels, well, infinite, right? But what if I told you that very same space is slowly turning into a cage, a trap that we're building ourselves? Yeah, orbiting right above our heads is this hidden danger, one that could literally bring our entire modern world to a screeching halt.
And look, that isn't just some dramatic line from a movie. It's a real warning from astrophysicists. People who are watching the space around our planet get more and more crowded every single day. It really sets the stage for the problem we're about to unpack.
I get it. A prison made of space junk? It totally sounds like something out of a sci-fi blockbuster. But this isn't a Hollywood script. This is a very real scenario, and it has a scientific name.
Nope, not fiction at all. It's a well-established scientific theory called the Kessler Syndrome. And honestly, getting your head around this is absolutely critical to understanding just how fragile our 21st century lives have become. So, how does this whole thing work? Well, it all starts with the most basic rule of low Earth orbit. Everything up there is moving unbelievably fast, and I mean unbelievably. So check out this number, 17,500 miles per hour. To put that in perspective, that's something like 23 times the speed of sound. At that velocity, an object's most dangerous quality isn't its size or what it's made of, it's its sheer kinetic energy.
And this slide just says it all. At orbital speeds, a tiny, harmless little fleck of paint, well, it hits with the exact same destructive force as a hand grenade. Seriously. So just imagine what happens when two huge multi-ton satellites collide. They don't just bump into each other, they completely vaporize into thousands and thousands of pieces of lethal shrapnel.
And that brings us to the core of the problem, this self-perpetuating cycle. See, back in 1978, a NASA scientist named Donald Kessler figured this out. He said, hey, if space gets crowded enough, just one collision will create a cloud of debris. And that new debris will then cause more collisions, which creates even more debris. It's a feedback loop, a chain reaction that, once it really gets going, could just keep going on its own. Okay, so why should you care about a traffic jam hundreds of miles above your head? Well, because our entire global infrastructure, everything, is basically tied to these fragile little satellites. And losing them, the consequences are just staggering. Just try to picture it. You wake up one morning and your phone is a useless brick. No internet, no calls. The ATM is offline because the entire global banking system, which relies on the super precise timing from GPS satellites, has just ground to a halt. Weather forecasts are gone, crippling farming, and with no GPS, every ship, every plane, every delivery truck is flying blind. We're not talking about an inconvenience here. We're talking about a complete global system failure, all because our house of cards in the sky came tumbling down. And the really scary part? This isn't just some what-if scenario for the future. We've already had previews, these frightening little warnings that prove the Kessler Syndrome isn't a theory anymore. It's a clear and present danger.
I mean, just look at this timeline. You can see the problem escalating. It starts as a theory in '78. Then, boom, 2007. A deliberate anti-satellite test creates a massive debris cloud that the International Space Station still has to dodge to this day. Then in 2009, it happened for real. The first accidental crash between two big satellites. And now, well, some scientists think we might have already passed the tipping point in some of the most critical orbital highways.
So who's the bad guy in all this? It's not one country or one company. It's a classic human problem called the tragedy of the commons. Space belongs to everyone, which means, effectively, it belongs to no one. There's no single cleanup crew, no financial reason for any one country to spend billions cleaning it up, and the laws we have are hopelessly out of date. It's like we're all driving on this cosmic highway with no speed limits, no rules, and absolutely no brakes. Okay, but this isn't all doom and gloom. It's serious, for sure, but the window of opportunity to fix this, it's closing, but it isn't shut, yet. There are actually some pretty amazing solutions being worked on that could secure our future in space. The strategy really boils down to two things. First, we gotta clean up the mess we've already made. It's called active debris removal, and it involves some wild stuff, literally hunting junk with nets, harpoons, and even lasers to drag it down into the atmosphere to burn up. And second, and maybe more importantly, we have to stop making the problem worse. That means smart rules, like making sure every new satellite is designed to safely deorbit itself when it's done. It's just common sense.
So in the end, this is the choice we're facing. Are we going to be responsible tenants of this amazing orbital space? Or are we going to let our own mess turn the gateway to the stars into a permanent prison wall? The final frontier is for all of us, and it's really up to us to decide if it remains a path to the future or just a monument to one we threw away?